wrong.
werewolf bloodline.
But he kind of looks like he's howling at the moon. This guy, his name is Marcel. That's the most random werewolf name. I'm not sure if I believe this one. The cars in Cars are actually human. Listen to this.
In the movie Cars, the doors never open on the cars. Apparently,
yeah,
the
they don't.
creative director
Oh
of the
my
actual
gosh.
movie,
What he said.
you'll never see the car doors open because we don't want to see the
intentional.
brains and eyes fall out. So that means
Ew.
like their insides of the cars are actual flesh.
Wait,
Right,
that makes
the
so much
seats
sense. Though.
are
Where the
organs.
heck
It
did
gets
he
even
go?
weirder. He goes on
Ooh.
to say they got so intelligent, these cars, that
They're
the
very
last person
smart.
that drove that car merged with the technology of the car.
They became one.
They became like a
That's
human
wild.
on a car.
As crazy as it sounds, I believe this one. I mean, they have such realistic eyes. They're creatures of some sort. So, like, you gotta have your heart beating and stuff in there somewhere. Just like in Peppa Pig, where you barely see any humans, the same thing happens in Bluey. But did you know why?
Season 1, Episode 13, Spy Games, Louie's little sister Bingo sings the nursery rhyme.
Woman went to Mars, meadow.
Why is that so cute?
Went to Mars, meadow.
And the lyrics of the song are one man and his dog went
Yeah.
to a meadow. This implies that
to
at
mow a
some point
meadow.
in this universe, humans were present and that there's
Wait.
some distinction between men and dogs. Cars, laptops,
Yes.
tablets, phones. This technology was left behind by the humans, and once the dogs figured out how to make it work, they then started using it for themselves.
That's crazy that the dogs were able to take the technology of humans and like make their own universe and survive. Also, what happened to the man who went to Mo? Is he okay? He never came back, so I'm not sure. Somebody check.
Gosh,
When George is
that's
lying
him.
sick in bed,
Gotta
his
hide.
dinosaur toy is right next to his
He
pillow.
loves that
But when Mummy
dinosaur.
Pig brings him some milk, George sits up to drink it, and magically, his dinosaur toy disappears.
Where'd he go?
Even stranger, when George is about to go back to sleep, the dinosaur toy suddenly reappears.
Okay, this tells me something. The dinosaur is definitely alive. There's no other answer. I mean, we have pigs that are literally speaking in this show. So
Bruh,
you
why are
can't
you
tell me
following
that
me?
this dinosaur can't, get up and walk around. He is George's best friend, okay? So he can do whatever he wants to do. And also, if you notice, Peppa's stuffed animal didn't move. Only George's.
In one episode, they revealed who Scooby-Doo really is.
He's
in
a dog.
Van, Scooby-Doo all of a sudden has this vision where he meets another dog that's also able
She's
to
beautiful.
talk. And this
Oh.
dog tells Scooby that he's an ancestor of the Anunnaki, which are interdimensional
Egyptian?
beings, aka
Oh.
aliens.
He's
that
an
have come to
alien.
the planet to help Earth or destroy
Oh.
it. The Anunnaki took over animal bodies thousands of years ago, and they've been
That's
able to
right.
talk ever since. And because of that, Scooby-Doo is able to live longer and has way higher intelligence than the
He's
average
very
dog,
smart.
explaining why Scooby's able to solve all these mysteries.
So many things to be said about this clip. First, thank you, Scooby-Doo, for choosing the good way. Because it said you could use your powers for good or evil, okay? And Scooby, he's out here catching ghosts. So he's trying to save us. Does this dog, she looks just like Lady from Lady and the Tramp. Am I going to cause a conspiracy theory? I mean, like, what if she is related to Lady? Different universe, just saying. Look out below! BU this season is my BU anime collection. Build your bundle with 3 items for 10% off, or 5 items for 15% off. Get free shipping for any orders over $75. Only on GrayMerch.com. Look out below! Did you know that the Pizza Planet truck is in almost every single Pixar movie? First, we've got Toy Story. We got Bug's Life here, classic. Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., which I love. Finding Nemo. I love how you can have like the pause so you can really see it each time. Like there in Cars. Ratatouille, I believe it's driving like on the highway. Yep, right there. Wall-E. Man, Pizza Planet truck wasn't doing so well there. Toy Story 3, Cars 2. Wait, it's in Brave? They made it out of wood. Monsters University, The Good Dinosaur. They're claiming they made it out of the rock, but that just looks like a rock to me. Let me know what you think. Finding Dory, they literally zoom in to the ocean floor and it's under there. Wait, what's that mean? What happened to the driver? He turned into a fish. Don't worry, he's fine. I want to know the backstory. Why do the artists always make sure the Pizza Planet truck is included? There's obviously a backstory they're not telling us, and I want to find out.
I have a theory
Of course he
that
has a
Nurse Joy
theory.
is a Pokemon. You know how each town of the anime has a
What?
Pokemon Center run by an identical Nurse Joy, but they aren't all twins.
There's so
what's
many
the
of them.
deal? Well, what if I told you that she's actually a Pokemon? Think about it. They're
Can you
all
catch
identical,
her?
just like Pokemon species. She has regional
Yes.
variations, a shiny form. There are no male
There's a
Nurse
shiny
Joys, just like certain Pokemon species that are always female.
She
And when
has
you
a
breed
cute
Pokemon,
little, like,
the
pink
child
color
is always
scheme.
the same species as the mother. Exactly what we see with Nurse
Oh.
Joy's kids. Not only that,
Just
but
like
in
a Pokemon.
Pokemon Folktales, Pokemon would actually become human and would marry human,
Would become
explaining her
human,
human
marry
appearance and human husband. And as Meowth shows us, Pokemon can speak English. So there you have it.
That's
friends.
shocking. I actually think that theory is legit. I mean, she looks identical in all of those shots that were shown in this clip, just like a Pokemon. If you catch like a Pikachu, it's gonna look the same. I don't know. My mind is blown. I need to ask my husband Preston about this because he grew up watching Pokemon all the time. I'm sure he would have an opinion on this one.
These are king crab legs. Tell me if this sounds
King
familiar.
crab legs. Wait, Mr. Krabs. Yes, that's insane. So you know what this is telling us? They used actual crab legs in real life as the sound effect for Mr. Krabs walking in SpongeBob. That's actually so big brain. In Monsters, Inc., there's a restaurant called Hidden City Cafe. It looks like a vibe,
Summer
right?
of 1994, there was a lunch. Me, John Lasseter,
There was a
Pete Docter,
lunch.
the Late Show Ramp, all sat down. At that lunch, we knocked
They
around
look so
a bunch of
happy.
ideas that eventually became Bugs Life, Monsters Incorporated,
Life.
Finding Nemo.
Wait, so you know what this means, y'all? This is the actual cafe in real life that these people came up with all of these amazing movies. So, in a real restaurant called Hidden City Cafe, they came up with The Bug's Life, they came up with Nemo, all of that, which is really cool. It just shows you the attention to detail that people put into cartoons you would never know. Did you know there's references to other Pixar movies in every Pixar movie? Look there, Boo has Nemo. That's such like a natural way that they plugged it in. Wait, rewind. So take a look at this, y'all. This is Monsters, Inc. It was released in 2001. Boo has Nemo, we all know and love, but Nemo wasn't even released until 2003. So that was like a sneak peek into an upcoming film. I bet nobody noticed that at the time. Mr. Incredible, yet again, looking at a future movie. This one came out in 2004. I love this. They're like secretly promoting upcoming films. Now we have Up, and oh, that's the guy. That's the guy who betrayed us in Toy Story 3. Yeah, we all loved him until he took a turn. Coco, you can see the entire Incredibles family. It's fun to look at it now that all of these have been released and we can catch it super easily. But when they first did the film, we might not have caught it before. All right, you ready for some hot tea? Peppa Pig's dad supposedly used to date Peppa Pig's aunt.
Daddy Pig once dated Mommy Pig's sister Dottie.
That's drama.
That same photo also shows up at
I
Grandpa
don't
Pig's house.
need this
Most people think it's Peppa and
word.
George, but no, it's a black and white picture. She's wearing a spotted dress. The
Yes, so
only
it's
one who did
old-timey.
it was
Go to the
Dottie, which means
store.
the girl in the picture
Dottie.
with Daddy Pig is Dottie.
I don't know. Why does he still have the photo? It seems a little sus to keep a photo of your ex-girlfriend. I'm just saying. Why did you do that?
We're watching The Little Mermaid,
Let me
and
go
my
and
daughter
buy
goes,
some
"Mommy,
My
look
favorite.
who it is. Who is it? Who is it?"
Goofy! And Donald Duck! Wait, that's sick. That's such a fun Easter egg. Also, fun fact about me, this was my favorite Disney princess growing up. I think it's a hard one to beat. The music's amazing. Did you know Daffy Duck isn't a duck?
Daffy Duck is not actually a duck.
Oh, wait, sorry, that just took me. That scared me. He just pulled off his bill.
Episode where he asks Porky Pig for help finding a truffle. And it is at this
Truffle.
moment that
I
Daffy
love
Duck
it.
speaks. You can't fly.
I
You
love
can't
it.
swim.
I need to buy a banana to so be
It's a
healthy.
good question.
This comes off very easily.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Reality dramatic pause. He's an alien who just
He's an alien?
When the beat comes off, he looks identical to
my
Martin
water. I
Martian.
forgot
Oh
to-
my gosh, he does.
Drink.
Why? Do you believe that Marvin and Daffy are secretly cousins or something? This clip has me convinced. Have you ever watched the credits for Bluey super closely? Watch it with me.
Bluey does a great
Whoa.
job of hiding little jokes in the
There's
episode.
another
If you look
update.
really closely at the credits. Animata, Design. Del Martian.
Enter.
Greyhounder.
Oh, here's a
You
good
can go back and pause if you want to read them all.
I love that. Here, let's look through a couple of them together. Jermaine Shepherd, obviously a type of dog. Goldie R. Retriever, another type of dog. That just shows you how much the creators of Bluey love the show because they're taking the time to make little inside jokes even with the credits. That's a lot of detail. Have you guys ever paid special attention to Mrs. Rabbit and Peppa Pig? She runs an ice cream cart. She's a cashier, a face painter, an airline attendant, a librarian, firefighter, grocery store clerk, taxi driver, photographer, carnival booth, whatever this is, question mark, engineer. Oh yeah, definitely. Or robotics of some sort. All right, so either she's able to teleport or there's clones of her. I don't know. I'm just gonna say she's a bunny of many talents. Took me 19 years to realize what actually happened to Sid from Toy Story. That was a mean kid, just saying. Wait, this is Toy Story 3? He's the garbage man. He's the garbage man. He even has the skull, like the exact same shirt, and now he's in Coco. Which, does that mean? Yeah, I think he is passed on. He's literally a skeleton in Coco.
Movie, we see Remy living in a small old house with an old lady, but that
She's
lady
so
was actually
cute.
Ego's mom.
What?
The house where Remy lives looks exactly like the one from Ego's childhood flashback. The same
Oh.
fireplace, the same chair, even the same oven
It
and
is
tea
the
kettle.
same.
There's even a painting on the wall that shows a little boy who looks just like Ego. When
Yeah,
Ego
the same
takes his first
profile.
bite of ratatouille, he remembers his childhood. For Remy to make
a
that
childhood
exact
memory.
recipe, the old lady's recipe book was stolen. And it probably had the same
Oh.
recipe Ego's mom used to cook.
This is emotional. When the rat grabbed the cookbook towards the beginning of the movie, it was actually Ego's mom. That's why he was able to perfectly make the ratatouille from Ego's childhood. Okay, apparently, Peppa Pig's Town is a cult organization. Let's listen. What is going on here?
It's actually a secret cult organization. I found some evidence. First, every adult in the show has no personal name. They are only referred
What?
to as Daddy, Mommy, Grandpa,
That's true.
Grandma, or Mister. When someone
it's
reaches
easy to
adulthood,
understand.
they change their name and abandon their original identity. It's a way to express loyalty to the organization. Second, everyone in
Oh.
the town lives on high hills, isolated from big cities. This suggests that the people around Peppa are meant to stay away from
That
civilized
does look
society.
like a fake
Third,
smile,
people here
too.
are not allowed to leave. Remember the episode Susie Goes Away? Susie's mom got a new job in another city, so they were going to move. But in the end,
Yeah.
it turned out to be a misunderstanding. Mummy Sheep received a call saying she hadn't gotten the job. I suspect this was the doing of the
She couldn't
organization.
leave?
They don't allow members to leave the mountains. Fourth,
Oh my
we noticed that
goodness.
Miss Rabbit is everywhere. She holds
She is
multiple
always
roles in Peppa's
everywhere.
community. And even when Peppa's family visits America, there's still a Miss Rabbit there, with a dedicated
Oh.
one sent to pick them up. Miss Rabbit is more like a supervisor of the organization, responsible for monitoring the movements of every member to ensure
I can
everyone
see
stays
that.
within their
You
control.
can't escape
Who
her.
is the deity worshipped by this organization? The answer points to Mr. Potato. He's
The
portrayed
Mr.
as a
Potato!
powerful